All right. How about now? Let me see. Still muted. Okay. Okay, you guys can hear me. Okay, I was going to type a message to you guys if you could hear. Okay. Hi, everyone. It seems like we got a resounding yes that you guys can hear me. That's a good thing. Love it. Love to see it. I'm going to be taking it solo today. It's just going to be you guys and me. And I will do my best to look at the comments while I'm cooking. But we're going to do a thing at the end where everybody can kind of do a Q&A and we'll talk about it and go with what Chloe would normally do. We'll go through and if you have any questions we can ask. But for right now, I'm gonna do. Oh wait, Chloe might be coming on. No, okay, cool. Okay, so
I'm here. I'm just
here. Okay.
I have to announce the winner of the giveaway at the end, so I just want to make sure I do that. But you go ahead and run it, and I'll be right back at the end to announce the winner of our giveaway.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're back. Okay, so today we're making pizza. Like, this is one of my favorite things to do, guys. I think I say that every time that we do it, but I just love making food, and I hope you guys love this too. And who doesn't love pizza? It's pizza. So we're going to be doing two types of pizzas today. We're going to be doing a barbecue chicken pizza and a veggie delight pizza is what I call it. I make these all the time. My mom made these for me growing up, and they're an easy post-practice dinner. And we will be uploading the recipe and file up to here, and it should be on Fitter Faster so that you guys can make this at home too. So the thing about this pizza, guys, is that it's really high nutrition. You get colorful veggies all over the place, whole grains for your carbohydrates, which are going to give you that fuel and that boost that you can have that long amount of energy. And so that'll help if you want to do this for a quick lunch too. This totally works. You also have protein in this from the cheese and whatever meats you put on it. And that's helping with repairing and kind of rejuvenating your muscles so that they can rebuild themselves, can go and repair after, those hard practices. So we're going to start with the veggie pizza because that one is super, super good. And it's a lot of chopping, and then I can show you the barbecue pizza next. So what you guys are going to want to have, and we'll, again, upload the recipe so that you guys can have it. On the recipe card, guys, there's 3 different recipes on it. There's the veggie delight pizza. There's the barbecue chicken pizza. And there's a variation of just like if you guys want to do your own kind of build your own pizza, you guys can have that. It gives you kind of a base of sauce and then cheese and all that stuff. And then you guys can add from there. If you like pineapple Hawaiian pizza, go for it. If you like doing some pepperoni and sausage, you can do that. But I like to add a lot of veggies to it, and I try to have meat on it as well. If you guys are gluten-free, you guys can buy, and I'm sure you guys have found this before, you can buy gluten-free crusts, and you can do any shape and size to this, guys. So we are going to do today, I have 2 big ones, and I have little personal size ones. The personal ones are really good for lunches, dinners, personal size, and then the bigger ones are really good for family because I'm actually cooking dinner tonight for my family, guys, and I'm really excited about it, and I hope they like the pizza. Because I am home right now. My little sister graduated from the Naval Academy, so we're celebrating her. So we're going to start off with doing the veggie. So the veggie ones, I'm going to do personal pizza. Here is what I'm talking about with crust. This one's kind of a little ripped, but they're not pitas, but they're flatbreads. And this is kind of the personal size that I like to do. And then you don't have to worry about sharing with other people. This is all you. You can put it the way you want. You can do the veggie delight. You can do the barbecue pizza. The other size that I'm going to show you guys is the big kahuna, I call it. It's still a flatbread, and it's much larger and more family size. And then you guys can pick dough. I know you guys can buy dough at the store that you can then roll out, bake, and then put your toppings on. One thing I do want to point out is that you want to look for whole wheat bread or crusts, because the white food, it's white, taking it away. You don't really want to do white food. It means it's been processed, and it's just been, it's not as healthy for you, and it's not as fueling as if you were to get whole grain bread. So that's kind of a general rule of thumb. Chloe, you asked, is flatbread better than dough? I like it better just because I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait to roll it out and let it cook a little bit and put it back in with all the toppings on it. But I like to do flatbread just because it's easier, it's quicker, and it gets food in your system faster post-practice, which is always a really big goal of you for you guys. If you guys get out of practice, hopefully you guys are eating 30 minutes before or after your workout, because that is when your body is needing the most nutrients. But, we're going to get started on our stuff. And rule of thumb, veggies, whole wheat, crust, and add a little protein if you can. If you don't want chicken or protein, we can do, you guys can throw some tofu on it. And that kind of gets you the protein that you're looking for. And you can saute tofu beforehand, cut it like it's little chicken pieces and do that. So we're going to start on the veggie one, like I've said probably 4 times. So here's my cutting board so far. And we got a variety of different vegetables on here. We got our cheese, the chicken's for later. So I got some pre-sliced portobello mushrooms, just so I can add some veggies. I have an onion and I have a bell pepper. And then this is kale. And in the recipe, you can use kale or spinach. I'm using kale today because that's what was in my mom's garden. But you can use spinach. You can leave out the spinach. You can leave the mushrooms out if you don't like mushrooms. But they do provide you guys with those carbs and the fiber and all of the stuff that your body needs to fuel you for, those hard workouts, those big meets and all that stuff. So for kale, what I like to do, guys, is because sometimes it can be a little tough if you guys have had kale before. It can be a little bit tougher. You can massage it, it's calling. I just roll it, but it's rolling it so that it makes it not as tough to eat. If you've ever had a steak that's super tough and you have to gnaw on it to chew it, that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't have the same thing, but it's tough. So I like you massage it, and it just breaks it down a little bit so that it's just easier to chew. These guys are pretty tender because they're relatively young, but the ones you get at the store, just roll them through your hands a couple times, and that'll help with the texture and stuff. So with kale, I like I guess it's de-ribbing, but this thing in the middle can sometimes be a little bit too much. So I like to take it out, and that you just get the leaf. And you just take it out right through the middle, and then you just got the leaf. Then I'm just going to take it, and for some of these, they're actually not as bad, so I'm just going to, I'm going to give them all a good roll. Give it all a good roll. This is actually pretty fun, guys. I always enjoy this part. You just kind of roll it like you're doing Play-Doh. If you ever made the Play-Doh snakes, I did that all the time when I was younger. You kind of just break it down a little bit. And then you're going to take your kale or your spinach, because you're going to want it to be finer chopped. You're going to take it and kind of bunch it up, smush it together, take your knife, and just give it a good chop. And so I like to smush it all together, guys, so that it is easier to control. So you're not and it takes a shorter amount of time. So you're not dealing with, 52 different leaves. And this might be a lot of kale for these particular salads, but it's like spinach. When it cooks down, it's going to kind of get smaller. It's called wilting. It'll wilt. And then you'll have perfect amount for your individual pizzas. I'm going to do 3 today. If you guys can see kind of back here, I'm going to do 3 of the little personal ones. And I'm going to do 1 of the barbecue pizzas. So I'm going to take my kale and kind of push it off to the side. And I'm going to start on my onion. So I like to do probably about half a big onion in these pizzas. If you don't like onion, you can leave it out. If you like garlic, I suggest cutting or cooking all of these in garlic because that'll give you some flavor too. Make sure you take the skin off because nobody wants that. That's kind of like if you're chewing on that in a pizza, you don't want that, right? So we're going to take this off. I like to take both ends off. That way it's easier to cut for myself. And I like to have a flat base just so it's not rolling around and carrying on and doing all that. So first I'm going to take it like this. So it's kind of sitting on one end. I'm going to drop it down and do some slices. And then I'm going to do some finer dices, guys. And that way everything kind of, you get everything in one bite. So you get a little bit of onion, a little bit of kale, a little bit of mushrooms, and a little bit of red bell pepper. So I'm just going to make sure that these are all pretty finely chopped. I might cut down the mushrooms. The mushrooms also cut down by themselves while they're cooking. So I'm not too terribly worried about them. So you're just going to try to get it down. This is looking like it's slippery as anything, but do your best to get it all the way down to little bits. So you're looking for that kind of size through it all. And then you're going to take this and put that off to the side too. We're going to cook it on a pan before we put it on the pizza. All right, so the bell peppers next. I've showed you guys this before with the stuffed bell peppers, but here's how I cut it. So I like to take the top completely off. So you take that off, and then you just take your knife and run it through the peppers. Kind of, it's the fibers and the stuff holding on to all the seeds and the insides. So you want to try to get rid of all that because the seeds can be crunchy and that's not ideal. So then you want to have a clean pepper. So then I like to take it and I cut it in half, and then I take it and do slices like this, and then I take it and do smaller across it. So you're taking it from here and you're going this way. And so you kind of just bunch it up. Keep your thumbs and your fingers kind of curled. That way you're not getting yourself in trouble with a knife. And if you guys are uncomfortable with a knife or your parents don't want you using knives, let them cut this for you guys and help them with the cooking and the stirring and putting the pizza together. Because I know that I want you guys to be safe, and I just want to make sure everybody keeps all their digits. So you're going to just do the other side and drop it down and do that. All right. So we're going to get a good dice on these. And then you guys are going to have to preheat the oven to 375 before the pizza goes in. And again, if you have dough that is raw, you're going to roll it out super thin or to your thickness liking. And then you're going to put it on a pan with some olive oil under it and bake it for probably 15-ish minutes or until it's about golden brown. And then you're going to add all this on top of it. So I'm going to spin you around because we're going to cook our veggies before we put it in. Hi guys. And can you all see me good? Yeah, good lighting. Okay. So I have the pan on, and I'm going to put all of the vegetables in here with some olive oil and some garlic. And then I'm just going to cook them down so that they're not as raw. So in goes the kale. And this is about on medium heat, just so that everything cooks a little bit faster. So you're going to you're just going to toss everything into a pan. Whoop, I dropped a pepper. And while that's cooking, if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat so that I can see them. And we'll wait for the veggies to go. So this is a really good vegetable one, guys. If you guys don't necessarily want too terribly much on it, this is one of my favorites to do. And then you can throw some shredded chicken on top of it. You can do tofu, totally up to you guys. The veggies are not going to turn into a sauce. And Marco, you can use a garlic oil. So this is like a topping. And I just like to cook it down because by the time everything goes through the oven and it's just the cheese melting, you don't want it to be, you know, too icky. You preheat, your oven should preheat. It's about 5 minutes. Can you make this vegan? Chloe, I would say, depending on what your dough is, you could do a cauliflower crust pizza. And that would help. And then if you have vegan cheese, you can use vegan cheese as well. Kaylee, the oven is set at 375. Avery, if you like carrots on your pizza, you can add carrots on your pizza. I've never tried carrots on my pizza, and I'm not sure I would be too terribly excited about it. But if you like that, you go for it and let me know how it goes. Let me see. I would love to do a cookbook for swimmers. How many of you guys think that would be fun to have? Anybody thinking that would be a fun one? There we go. Yeah, we got some good people on. All right, cool. Well, I will do my best, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. See, if you guys, I don't know if you guys can hear, but you can hear it sizzling. It's starting to cook down. So I'm just gonna give it a quick stir. Make sure all the veggies are getting an even cook. All right, we're gonna let that sit for a little bit too. All right, what do you guys got for me? Anything about pizzas? You can use arugula. You definitely can. Trying to think of what would be a good arugula. You could actually put arugula in the veggie one, and I'm sure it would taste very, very good. Piper, my favorite race day meal is a salmon and sweet potato rice kind of bowl, which is really, really good for you. With it's got your fats, your carbs, your protein, and everything that you would need. So that's my go-to. That's what I like to do. Basil, you could definitely put basil on there. If you guys do like a margarita pizza, you can throw tomatoes, some spinach, and some basil on there, and that would be and some chicken even then. Michelle, yes, you pretty much can. I mean, it depends on what you really like on pizza. Like I've seen many different things. Elizabeth, I don't know about cucumber. I don't know that cooks terribly well, but if you guys have a great recipe for stuff like that, that would be awesome. You know, that would be, it's up to you guys really with all that stuff. I'm using portobello, baby portobello, but you guys can do pretty much anyone you want. I just like portobello for their taste. You can put the veggies in dry. I just like to cook them down a bit just so they're not as crunchy, because the cook time with the cheese is weird sometimes. By the time the cheese melts, you don't want the cheese to get too hard, because that'll happen if you leave it in the oven too long. And some of these veggies take a little bit more time to cook over the others. So you might just want to do, that's why I like to do the stovetop version. And that way it's a little easier on the cheese. So the cheese is nice and gooey. It's nice and good. Ooh, Chloe, that actually sounds really good. You could do a Greek yogurt base. And you could do it almost like a white pizza. Add some garlic. Take plain Greek yogurt, add some garlic, add a little Parmesan, and salt, pepper, and that might make a really good base for it. I've never tried it, but I can imagine that would be very good. Let me see. Are you guys doing these on Tuesday? Yeah, we're working with the schedule right now, but I think as of right now, we're doing Tuesdays now. So hopefully you guys can tune in, and we'll be making a lot of fun stuff. I have some good things on the repertoire. I'll tell you what I'm doing next week at the end of this episode, so that you guys can tune in for that one, because I'm excited about it, because it's a dessert and everybody loves desserts. So, and yes, you can use garlic sauce as the base, and that's why, guys, I put a basic pizza recipe. You can do a sauce of your choosing. There's a lot of different things you can do. You could do the garlic sauce. You could do tomato sauce, marinara. You could do no sauce. So this veggie one, actually, I don't put any sauce under it. I just like to put the vegetables on, and then I like to put the cheese on top. Oh, Gabriella, you're too, you know. I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but if anybody saw the chat, she nailed it right on the head. Sarah, I'm so glad you used the you made the banana muffins. I'm glad that you enjoyed them. We finally plowed through. So there's 6 people here now at the house, and I made those muffins last week, and I made a lot of them, and we finally plowed through them in the morning, and everybody loved them. All right, so this is pretty much cooked down, everybody. So that's nice and cooked down. So I'm not going to put any sauce on mine, because these, I don't technically like sauce that much. Ooh, I forgot to add the garlic. Oopsie. So you can use garlic powder or garlic. This is fresh garlic, or fresh. This is from a jar, fresh garlic. But you guys can use garlic powder, fresh garlic. You can mince fresh garlic. But I just like to use a paste because it's a lot quicker. And if you guys have tuned in earlier, you know I have a big jar of garlic at home, back in Arizona. So this is ready to load up. So we have our 3 mini personal pizzas, and I'll show you guys how it looks going down. Okay. So I like to put a little bit of olive oil down on the tray. And this one takes the longest from out of the 2 that we're doing, just because you got to chop and cook the vegetables a little bit. But then I like to spin. So when I put the olive oil down, I like to spin it so it gets the base all olive oiled up. And that way you guys get a good, nice, crispy crust. Because I don't know about you guys, but that is my favorite crust. So then I'm going to add my veggies to the flatbread. Kind of like so. And you guys can see that there's pretty much in every bite that you would take, there's going to be a different veggie in every bite, and a wide variety. So I like to put a good amount on. It's up to you guys on how much you want to put on. If you're not too terribly excited about the veggie one, we have the barbecue one coming up, but you can also just do a lighter, I guess smattering is the right word, but you guys can go lighter on the veggies. However, it is helpful for your body to get all those nutrients, antioxidants, and all that stuff from the vegetables. And they're really helpful with energy. They're good for fueling your body. So the more veggies you guys can eat, the better. And this kind of helps you in a fun way with pizza. All right. So that's looking good. Kind of make sure that it's all spread out. And then you're going to throw some mozzarella cheese on top. And I like to do it. You can put it under if you guys like to do it under. but I'm going to put it on top. That way the veggies don't fall off, because I've had that happen before where I've eaten pizza and I folded it into like a little envelope and then all the toppings go flying out the back. And it was really funny and it went all over me. So I've learned when making these to put the cheese on top. But totally, guys, your call. Ooh, excuse me, your call. So you're going to throw all the cheese on top, because who doesn't like cheese? And I still like to see the veggies through. You don't want to put so much cheese on that it's overwhelming. But I'd say that's probably a 1/4 cup if you're measuring on top. And then I'm going to add Italian seasoning to add some more flavor to it. And this is usually a mix of basil, parsley. I think there's some thyme and rosemary in there. Oregano, thyme, rosemary, basil, and sage, which is an interesting combo. All right, so these bad boys are going in the oven. All right. So next is we're going to take the extra off the stove. So our next one is our easier one. So this is the barbecue pizza. So again, I'm going to put olive oil down on the base so that I get a crispy crust, because nobody likes a soggy bottom. And I've learned that from, if anybody watches Great British Baking Show on Netflix, which is one of my favorite things to watch, one of their biggest things is like a soggy bottom, which means the pastry is usually undercooked. And so I've kind of adapted that slang now. So it's really funny because my fiance makes fun of me for watching it. He's like, "This is the tamest cooking show I've ever seen." I'm like, well, yeah, you're not wrong, but I enjoy it. And it's fun to watch. So you can use pretty much any barbecue sauce that you want. This one is a roasted garlic barbecue sauce, so I'm not going to add any garlic to like on top of it or anything like that. But you guys get whatever really you're feeling on the barbecue sauce. And I like to do a thinner layer. I don't like too terribly much barbecue sauce on top of my pizza, but you want to get it all the way out to the edges, and you don't want too little on there. All right, so you know that half of the onion you guys used earlier for your veggie pizza? We're gonna throw the other half. We're going to throw that into a pan, if I can find one. I'm in my parents' kitchen, guys, and it is like I am just searching left and right, so please excuse me. So I'm going to talk while I'm searching. So you're going to try to find a pan again. Here we go. We'll take all the veggies out of one and put it in the same pan. And we're going to chop it up and put it in the pan to do the same kind of thing, so you guys get a nice crust or a nice caramelization on your pizza, or on your onions to go on your pizza. And again, if you guys don't want the onion on your pizza on the barbecue one, that's totally fine. That's just more of a traditional thing, I guess, for barbecue pizza, is to do like a red onion. I'm going to use a sweet onion because I'm not terribly thrilled about the idea of red onions. They're not my favorite in the flavor profile. So we're going to do a sweet onion on this one. So again, you're going to take off each side and take off the skin, because again, you don't want to be gnawing on that. Going to do that. Throw that over there. And this one, I like to do the same thing. You do the slices. Whoop. See, that's why. You got to be careful. Keep your thumbs and your fingers back, and then you don't have to worry about it. So you're going to do nice slices and then small dices, they're called. So you go, if you're looking at one, you're going to do a nice just crossover, and then you're going to take it from horizontal, go vertical, or you're going to take it one way and spin it, and then you get some nice dices. All right, so those are going to go in the pan with the previous pan, and we're going to put the cheese on our pizza while those are getting a little toasty. So I'm going to put the rest of my cheese on. And this one takes a lot more cheese, guys, just because it's a lot bigger. And spread it out and get it all the way to the edges and stuff. And get that on there. And then you're going to toss your chicken. So I have pre-made chicken, and this is a great recipe for used chicken from the day before. So this is something that we used for the other night for dinner, and we just had leftovers, and I'm going to throw it on the pizza. If you guys are making chicken, just cubing it is absolutely fine. And then giving it a good, you want to cook it before it goes on the pizza. You don't want to put raw chicken on your pizza. You definitely don't want to do that. All right, so that's on there. And I like to put a good amount of chicken on just because I like a lot of protein with this. And I like to make 2 at a time with the veggie one, so I get veggies from that one. But this is a good version as well. All right, so my onions are caramelizing and getting all nice and brown. And once those are done, guys, you can throw those on to your pizza. And it's pretty much ready to go. You're going to toss it in. So I'm just going to do these raw for the sake of time so you guys can see kind of what it's going to look like. So they got a little browned. They're not too terribly browned. But then these guys are going to go in the oven. Ooh, our other ones are looking good. And just like that, everybody, our veggie ones are done. And that's super exciting. So I'm going to plate up here. Let me get a hot plate out. So how good do those look, everybody? Like how good are those? So I'm going to get a plate. And I'm going to get a spatula and I'm going to try it. Because these are so good. So, like, yum. That's so good. All right. That's hot. Let's give it a bite. I like to do mine kind of like I don't know, like a weird thing, actually, half the time. So I'm going to give it a good bite. Whew, hot, but good. Guys, it's so good. And personal pizzas are like my favorite thing in the world. And again, you guys can use any crust you want. I did this a couple weeks back where I did the dough and I made, like I cooked the dough, rolled it out, cooked it, and then put just smattering. So I put tomato sauce down. I did mozzarella cheese, and then I did chicken, bell pepper, tomatoes, onions, mushroom. Like I put this like kitchen sink. And it was so good. So it's one of my favorite things to make. And while we're waiting for the barbecue one, if you guys have any more questions, let's do that. And then once the barbecue one comes out, Chloe will come back on and announce some winners. How's that sound to everybody? Ooh, pesto does sound good. Pesto is very good. What kind of protein would you? I like to do chicken on mine. You guys can do. The hard part about doing like pepperoni is that it's really high in some fats. So it's just making sure that everything is balanced. And so I like to have, so any colors that you would have on your plate with your colors, your protein, and your carb, I'd like to have on my pizza as well. So that's what I would recommend for that. I baked these guys for as long as it took me to take that barbecue pizza. And that was probably 10 minutes. You guys can find these flatbreads at Walmart. I found them at Target. I've seen them if you guys have Fry's or Kroger or we have fries out in Arizona. So like anywhere at your local grocery store, they should have them in the bread section. Or if you find like the sauces section, like if they have a pizza section, they'll usually be in there too. I do not have a recipe for dessert pizza, but that would be amazing. You could do a normal whole grain crust maybe and do vanilla Greek yogurt and then put fruit on top instead. I don't know what you would use for cheese, but I feel like that would be very good. What do we have? What else do we have? How much should we eat? I didn't catch the rest of that, but it's really dependent on your body, guys, and how much work you're putting in. It's if you guys are having moderate days, there's plate images that you guys can find from USA Swimming and USOC that they put out where they show you kind of a visual of your plates for mild, moderate to super hard practices. And just making sure you're getting enough color, enough protein, and enough carbs because you want to make sure that you're getting the energy that your body needs and the nutrients that your body needs for it to repair and to be, successful and fuel yourself and all that stuff. Sophia, I eat these, I don't know, every maybe a couple times a month, not too terribly much, but not ever eating them. They're a good alternative to, getting takeout pizza. If you're ever craving pizza, this is what I go for instead of taking out them. Cause it's just, they're not as healthy and they have some bad fats. And it's just, if you make it at home, you know what's in it and it tastes good. And, it's, very, very good. All right, guys, our barbecue pizza is almost done. So let's take a few more questions and then we'll show that and show the winner. All right, what do we have? What is my favorite pizza? I actually love like a white pizza. I have memory with my GAM and our favorite pizza shop, they would do, her favorite was always a white pizza. And it was actually, you can do broccoli on, it was broccoli and tomatoes with mozzarella and a garlic sauce. And it was very, very good. I would make a different version of that. So I can make it a little bit healthier and better for my body and fuel it too. But that is probably my favorite, just because it reminds me so much of my GAM. And I miss her so much. And so every time I eat one, I say a little, hey, GAM, and just remember her. So it's one of those like memory connection foods for me, but I enjoy it. So, Evan, white pizza is more of a, I guess, Alfredo sauce instead of a red sauce. So instead of doing a marinara, you do, it's like a white garlic sauce, and it's really good. It's really good. It's definitely one of my favorites. All right. So here we go, guys. Here's our barbecue pizza. Yum. And I like to let the cheese brown to a nice golden brown. It's dependent on how cheesy you really like your pizza. So I'll give this, actually, look at that. I got a pizza cutter. All right, let's cut this bad boy up. What do you guys think? Whoop, it's moving. Oh no. All right, I'm just going to do one slice because my family has to eat the rest of it. But that's what we're looking at, guys, for the barbecue pizza. And it's so good. And you guys can add toppings to this. Or if you guys are wanting herbs and stuff, you guys can put that on there. But so good. And so hot. Oh, that's so good, guys. I love barbecue pizza.
I'm back. Those do look really good.
They are. They're two of my favorite ones to make at home. They're very good.
Nice. All right. Are you guys ready to choose a winner? One lucky winner at each of our free webinars this week gets a Arena Team USA hoodie. I think it's a zip-up hoodie, but it's super, super cool. So I'm going to go through the list of people who are live with us right now. And I'm going to pick a winner. I'm going to go to a random page, and I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to go, let's see. It's so hard. Let's go with Amelia Hall. Woo! Amelia, if you're watching, Amelia Hall, you're our winner. Remember, you guys have lots and lots of opportunities to win this week. We're going to try to do a lot more giveaways too. But that's who our winner is, Amelia Hall. I'm going to give your information over to our team and expect to hear from somebody at Fitter and Faster within the next few days. So congratulations, Amelia Hall. And you guys keep watching to play. Keep watching to try to win that sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm. I think I have one of those, and they're super comfy. I saw a picture.
They are,
like
yeah.
My favorite sweatshirts. Mm-hmm. So congrats.
All right. I'm going to let Tyler know. You guys know and love Tyler. All right. Anything else, Sierra?
I think that's it. Oh, so if you guys saw the comment, I think it was Gabriella. She nailed it right on the head. We're going to be doing a healthy ice cream next week so that you guys can get a version of ice cream that'll help with your body to fuel and recover and do all that so that you guys can get after it in practice, hopefully, and get after exercises and stuff like that. So that'll help fuel you, and it's a nice, healthy dessert for you guys. So ice cream next week. Tell everybody, join in, and if you guys make the pizza, tag Fitter and Faster and tag me and tag Chloe.
Awesome. Good job, Sierra. Good job, everybody. We'll see you next week. Next week, we're going to be on Thursday again.
I think it might not be next week. It might be the week after. It's June 2nd. Okay. I know that.
Okay, so awesome.
June 2nd, guys.
Cool. Well, yeah, you guys make sure that you tune into the rest of our free webinars. You can join at fitterandfaster.com/live. Like Sierra said, make sure you tag Fitter and Faster and Sierra if you make the pizzas, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.